Delilah Fitness. Hold up. And today I just wanted to answer a question that has been coming at me by so many people. The question is, can you be healthy and overweight at the same time? So can you be healthy and overweight? And before I even give my answer, I'm going to define what overweight is. Now, your body mass index, your BMI. So if your BMI is over 30%, over 30, if your BMI is over 30, you're overweight. If it's over 40, you're obese. Okay, that's number one. I want to make the distinction. So, and with that being said, 1.5 billion worldwide adults are overweight. 43 million children worldwide are overweight. So that's a lot. So we're contending with a lot. So as far as the question, can you be overweight and healthy? I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say no for the various reasons. It actually is a contradiction to be overweight and healthy. Either you're healthy or you're not. There is no in between. And a lot of times when you guys read some of the fitness articles and it basically appeases you because it doesn't want to offend anybody. But at this particular time and any time, I can only be honest. As somebody who has been in the fitness industry for over 3 decades, it doesn't serve me to lie. A person, and I have trained people who were obese and overweight, and they have come back to a natural state of their weight. So it's not impossible. And also with obesity, you can actually return, you can turn that around, and you know, it's all in your hands. That being obese is not a death factor. You could actually change by just what you eat and moving. So you can change your reality. You can change the end result. I don't believe that you can be obese and healthy for various reasons. Number one is that you have 2 fats, subcutaneous and visceral. Visceral fat is bad fat. It's the fat that's around the organs, around the heart. It's around the intestines, and it chokes out the organs. What it does is that it takes room. So once you start to put on more fat, you basically start to push out the organs and you reduce the space. And that's how your body starts to change shape based on that. Now the subcutaneous fat is good fat because it actually helps cushions the organs and everything. But the visceral fat is not so good. So it actually is not beneficial to your health to have a lot of visceral fat. And with that being said, it makes life much more unbearable, and you're basically being predisposed to diabetes, hypertension, cancer, high blood pressure, heart issues. And also with that being said, there are a lot of the children, there's 43 million children worldwide that's overweight, which makes them predisposed to type 2 diabetes. And this is one of the most times, and I'm 53, where you're starting to have children die before their parents. A lot of children once died, and these are children who are basically under 5 years old. So as they get older, it's only going to get even worse, because then now they're going to go into diabetes, hypertension, and their life expectancy is going to be reduced. And for those people who are obese, you are reducing your life by 10 years as opposed to somebody who's of normal weight. So with that being said, and that's why I said no, you cannot be overweight and healthy at the same time. There are some people that's going to say, well, you know, my blood pressure is great. And that's good that your blood pressure is great, but then it doesn't deal with the other factors that you're predisposed to hypertension, diabetes, and for those people who have so much fat, you also you have a 43% chance of dementia because you have fat in the brain. So this is not a joke, and I'm not being a pain in the backside, but I truly believe in eating clean and exercising as a way of life. You actually increase your chance of life. You increase more time in your life, and you also live a healthier lifestyle. You get to do more in your body. I'm 54, and I could actually vouch for this, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life being in the fitness industry until the breath leaves this body. So I am totally on board when it comes to fighting against diabetes, hypertension, and all those other diseases where you're predisposed based on your consumption of more calories. And somebody had asked me about intermittent fasting, is where you fast for 16 hours and then you eat 8 hours. You have a window, 8 hours to eat. Now, I have found people who I've worked with have put on some weight. And I'm going to tell you, what they do is that within that 8 hours of eating, they have scarfed down more than the calories that they're consuming. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, you just started intermittent fasting, and you're not eating 16 hours, but then when you do eat, you eat more than you burnt off during the course of the day. So if you burnt off, let's say 1,000 calories, but then you ate 2,000 calories, now you have stored fat, which is, and the body doesn't see it as fat. The body sees it as energy. The body doesn't say, well, I'm gonna make her fat. The bottom line is that the body stores energy for the future in case you don't eat. And just for a lot of you in the States, I'm not in the States, and a lot of you that eat, there's no way anybody in the States is dying of starvation. There's nobody, even poor people who are on public assistance, there's no way in the States that that's an issue where somebody's dying of starvation. It's not happening. It's not happening. Not in the States. Even people who don't have money, and those are the ones that consume more processed food and more food that's not even real. That's why they have the hypertension and diabetes. The food, if you can't, and I'm a firm believer, if you're buying food and you can't pronounce the ingredients, then you shouldn't be eating it. That's a sure sign that you should not be eating that. You shouldn't be eating it. Because basically, when you have food that's stored up on the counter, it's stored on the counter for months, sometimes years. Some of that stuff is sitting there, and it has preservatives in it, but really, preservatives? So I just wanted to say, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be mad, but I'm gonna have to live with that. No, you can't. I don't see somebody who is obese or somebody who's overweight being healthy, and I just don't. And also, that taxes the system. I was on a bus the other day, and it was a woman that was close to 300 pounds. She must have been about 24. I'm 54. She was sitting next to me. I had to give up half my seat so she can be comfortable because her body was so wide that it spread it onto my side. Now, I can say a lot of things, but I have compassion. But it's not fair to us who really, take care of ourselves and exercise and eat right, and we're very mindful of our body. Also, we're being responsible where we don't tax the system as far as medication. And if you are on a medical plan and the majority of people are obese and they're predisposed to diabetes, and I'm exercising and my premium goes up because people are making a conscious choice to consume food that's not healthy. And I gotta tell you, I truly believe that obesity is a choice. You're making a choice to eat what you eat, and basically all of us are educated consumers. When you eat certain foods that you're gonna, it's not healthy, but you're making a choice. So obesity is a choice. And I could go as far as saying I don't believe that the rest of us should pay for somebody who's making a decision to consume food that's not really healthy. So the rest of us, like people like me that go to the gym and work out, we have to pay for these people. I'm not a big fan of that, and it actually really it really bothers me that someone like me who's going to the gym 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm working out and I'm eating healthy foods and doing all this research on health and sleeping, drinking my water, that my premium, my insurance should go up because the majority of people are making a conscious decision to be obese. And I think we're becoming a society where we start to appease and to accept obesity. That is cool now. It's fashionable to be overweight. I'm 54. And when I see somebody that's younger than me in their 20s and they're obese, that is so scary to me for someone who is looking at the next generation and they're dying before me. It doesn't make me feel confident about the next generation. My advice to those people who are dealing with obesity, it's a choice. So now you can change your story and make another choice. And another choice is to eat less, eat much more nutritionally dense food, cut down on calories, more nutrition, and move more. All right, guys, I hope this answers your question, and enjoy your day.